Gracias, David. I hope everybody can hear me. My name is Jyoti Bisbey. I'm from the World Bank, and as Anders introduced me, I've been working in a variety of sectors, and after having worked in the public-private partnership and financing for so many years, this was really a combination of all the lessons learned and all the challenges we have faced in having this dialogue, or the lack of it, having a mutual understanding of what we are talking about across the table. And that is really what the certification program is about. So I'm really glad to be here. I see there are about 100 participants in this webinar. It is really exciting to see that. I can see there are a lot of private sector, a lot of public officials, a lot of students, a lot of people who are just curious what PPPs are. So I think it's really exciting to see that there is so much interest generated, and also I want to thank Andres that he's been able to really bring all of you as part of this really growing network in the Latin American and Spain community. So yeah, I'm hoping that we would keep in touch through not just this program but also developing really new ways to finance infrastructure in your countries and in your programs. So with that, let me just give you a little bit of the background. The next slide, please. So this slide really tells you the background of where the multilateral banks are coming from. Why is there a need for a program like a CPPP? So if you look at the top box, the global agenda is really the lack of infrastructure. Every country is facing the same challenges, whether it's a middle income, high income, or low income country, and there's a huge gap out there. Are the governments able to really understand these needs and address these challenges, either through putting their own technical expertise or putting their own budget towards this growing demand of infrastructure, which goes really towards the sustainability of their growth? And then you come to the understanding of even if you have the funding, the government really don't understand what it really means to allocate their expertise and their money efficiently towards getting the right project done at the right time, getting the right people to actually construct and operate and deliver those services, whether they have the full understanding or not. And as a result of this, going from emerging from this global agenda of the infrastructure need to government's understanding or lack of understanding of what really needs to be done and how they can do it, there is also a gap felt as a result of that what government feels is needed is very different than for example, what a private sector thinks is needed. So the government may think that I need a 2-star hotel, the private sector may think I need a you need a 2.5-star hotel. Or the users may feel that, oh, actually I need a 5-star hotel. So these are all different challenges and different needs, and how do you really balance them? And as a result, what is really happening, there's a lot of talk about public-private partnerships, but the reality is I think all of you who are participating in this webinar see this every day. The actual number of projects which actually go to the market and actually get closed and are operating successfully are very, very few. And is that because is that because it was not the right thing to do? We think it is because the project was not really structured correctly. If the project is thought about in the correct way, and if it's really addressing the needs it was structured to do, then the delivery method, whether it's public budget, whether it's public sector or it's private sector, should be decided based on who can do the best job. So it really goes down to the fundamental issue which all the multilaterals face today, which is the lack of bankable project pipeline. Now, what can we do about it, right? So in the PPP unit of the World Bank Group, we have gone out and partnered with all the MDBs, and you can see the logo at the bottom. We have Asian Development Bank, we have European Bank of Reconstruction, EBRD, we have Inter-American Development Bank, we have Islamic Development Bank, and then we are actually partnering now with Africa Development Bank. All the multilaterals face the same question: what can we do really about this pipeline? So we have started to undertake this particular program as part of the capacity building, as part of the understanding of both the public official and the private sector. Many of you are from consulting companies joining us today. You are probably very familiar. You always talk between public and private. You're trying to make the public sector understand what the private party is saying, and the private party, you're trying to make them understand what the public sector really wants. So it's really this bridge which is which has never been able to fill this gap in terms of understanding, bringing this common terminology. For example, if you are sitting in Chile, are you talking about the same term in the same way versus if you're sitting in Malawi, or if you're sitting in India, or if you're sitting in China? Because those are the investors you have to bring. And that's the language you need to speak. That's the international language, right? So we have to rise above our national language and framework to talk at the same level as the international lenders, the international financiers, the international partners that you need to bring. So that's really the background. We've contracted APMG International as a certification body to develop this program. Now, multilateral banks are not in the business of certifying people. So we have, as a result, we've actually contracted APMG International on a PPP type of contract. It is a performance-based contract. It's over 5 years, and they get paid when they deliver the outputs. And the outputs are exams, basically. So they have to, and if you see what they had to do, they had to put a group of authors together to write the body of knowledge. And they had to get all the training organizations like K-infrastructure in place to deliver the training, and then they have to host the exam, certification exam, to issue the CP3 credential. And then, Andres, if you go to the next slide, which actually goes to the body of, this is what the body of knowledge is really trying to do, is that it's establishing common understanding of PPPs, and it's strengthening the understanding of what it really means, of termination payment. What does it really mean? Financial flows. What does it really mean? Commercial flows. What is the difference? What does it really mean to execute a project? What does it mean to tender a project? All these things have been very different. And I want to draw your attention to the bullet where we say that we actually did a review, a global review. We reached out to more than 100 PPP experts, and we got comments from over 80 PPP experts on this body of knowledge, where we received comments from public sector, from private sector, from lawyers, from different IFIs. So this body of knowledge is quite extensive in its dimension and in depth. And I wanted to mention, I forgot the bullet point in the last slide, that the lead author for this body of knowledge is actually sitting in front of me, Andres Boyle, and the co-lead author is Richard Foster, who is also an affiliate to K-infrastructure. And one of the conditions which we have pushed to APMG International is each author has to be a practitioner. So we didn't want academic people writing this body of knowledge. It had to be a practitioner in that particular field. So, for example, the chapter on PPP framework is written by a person who is working in the public sector and has had a role in developing a PPP law and PPP policies and PPP guidance. A person who's had experience taking a project to market from financial perspective, like Andres, has written the chapter which is talking about tendering and the bidding process and the negotiation. A lawyer who has had this kind of experience has written the chapter on private sector. And again, the public officials who've been involved in monitoring and management of these projects have written chapter 7 and 8. So that has been a really, it goes to the strength of this body of knowledge that if anybody reads it, even the glossary is pages and pages of it, I think the total volume is more than 1,000 pages. It really gives you a comprehensive view of PPP. It is absolutely free. It is copyrighted to the multilateral banks. You can download it. You can read it. If you have any comments, you can post your comments on this website, ppp-certification.com. So I encourage all of you to really go through that and provide comments, even to Andres, you're most welcome to. Next slide, please. So this is the breakdown of the body of knowledge, and I think Andres will go into the detail of all of these chapters. All I want to mention here is that the Spanish translation is actually coming soon, and Andres has been involved in that. And those of you who may be even working in other parts of the world, we are also working on French translation, Arabic translation, Russian, and Chinese as well. Next slide, please. So this is just a map of how the program has really taken on. It hasn't even been 1 year since we launched this program. It was launched last June 2016, and we've had more than 60,000 downloads of the guide. We've had over 150 people register for the exam, and of course more than 100 people have taken the exam. And so, and you can see the map is, it's a global map. Everybody is looking at this. Everybody's interested, irrespective of whether it's a low income, middle income, or high income country. So, I mean, the beauty of this is if you're sitting in India and you're looking at the body of knowledge and you're reading the glossary, you have the same understanding today as a person who's sitting in Brazil and who's read the body of knowledge. Before, this is not really happening. Next slide, please. So again, I think this is something which Andres will go into detail. What I want to mention is that we have 5 training companies which have been accredited by APMG International. We have PA Consulting, K-infra, which is Andres' company, and SIPWA, Training by Site, and P3 Korea. Now, all these are accredited companies. What does it really mean? I don't know if many people are familiar with the CFA exam, for example. It's a very similar concept. CFA exam is conducted by CFA Institute. So CFA Institute is the one which gives you certification once you pass the exam. But they don't actually train you. So you have to go to a training company to get trained, which is a separate piece and in the commercial company. In order for that training company to say that they're providing a certified financial analyst program training, they have to get accredited by the CFA Institute. So it's the same concept here. K-infra has been accredited by APMG International to provide you a certified training. After that training, they can also help you with taking the exams as well. And again, I think Andres will go into the details of this process. Next slide, please. So these are the different ways you can take the exam. You can take it online. There are public exam centers hosted by APMG. It's all listed on their website. And then the third option, which is the accredited training organization, which is K-infra, you can also arrange the exam through them. Now in the World Bank group, like Andres mentioned, we have organized 2 trainings, and K-infra actually delivered them. One in Washington, one in Singapore, and then Andres also arranged for proctoring the exam, the actual paper exam, which most of us actually took. The price is $400 for an individual, but if you belong to government, an academic institution, or MDB, depending on the income level of the country, low income, middle income, high income, APMG International, again, it's APMG Institute, the exam institute, they can offer you subsidized price. And this is only for the foundation exam. We're going to be coming out with the other 2 exams very soon, so the pricing will be different for them as well. Next slide is up. So this is the contact information. Please feel free to contact us. David is sitting here with me. You heard from him. My name is Jyoti. I have my colleagues. We are a wonderful team here. Jackie is here, Mariana and Elena. So feel free to contact us, and if we can help you, we will. Otherwise, we'll at least connect you with the right person. Thank you so much.